Hey guys, welcome everybody to Grape Therapy. Here, my name is Freddy, your sommelier, and today we're going to talk about sake, one of our favorite things here at Grape Therapy. So much so that we actually do a lot of sake paddles and sake tasting here. Why do we do sake tasting paddles here in a wine bar? Well, sake is so versatile. You can pair with a number of food, you can pair with a number of cheeses, for example. We're huge cheese enthusiasts here at Grape Therapy, and as such we decided to showcase some of the wonderful different sake that we have here in front of us today. These are some of my favorite, and if that's okay with you, we're going to do some tasting. Okay, what is sake? A lot of people think sake is rice wine. Well, actually, it's probably more close to beer in the sense of how it's made. It's basically made from four things: rice, water, koji, and yeast. Effectively, that's where the similarity with beer comes into play. So those four wonderful ingredients can create a number of different styles of sake, and the main five categories effectively that we as a consumer should know about: the futsushu, your everyday table sake, probably the lower category out of them all. Then we have junmai, which here in Australia we're starting to love and we're getting to know a lot of on shelves and bars and things like that. And then we have another style, which is the onjozo. They are basically styles of different from junmai. Junmai means pure rice, where nothing else but those four ingredients can be added. Whereas in onjozo, you can actually, or the brewer, I should say, can actually add a little bit of brewer's alcohol, and that lifts up the aromatic and effectively makes a lighter style of sake. And then the last two, which are probably my favorite category of sake, the ginjo and the daiginjo, and those are probably where the more premium style of sake come into play, where you see them at higher end restaurants, or here we absolutely love them. So another couple of fun things that we can learn about sake is that although it is similar to beer in a way, it does share a lot of similarity when it comes to sake appreciation with wine, and that's why we love it here at Grape Therapy. Lovely different styles of sake can play such a huge different, vast different flavor profile depending on where they're from, how they're made, and then most importantly a thing called polishing ratio, which is effectively how much of the each individual rice grain is left onto the rice grain itself. The more it gets polished off, the more expensive the sake gets, but also the more clean and crisp and pristine the flavor gets. So, and those are your daiginjo. To give you an idea, or ginjo even, where 50 or 60% gets, it's only 50 or 60% of the grain that's left, whereas on your junmai it's a little bit higher. Another thing that I really enjoy about sake is the difference that you can get from where the water that it's used to make sake comes from. Say for example, in whiskey, water plays such an important role, and so in sake. Say for example, you're close by to a mountain and the water comes from down the stream that is the most pristine and clean type of water. You can also get water from a river, and that comes from the ground, and that will also give the sake altogether a different flavor profile. And I enjoy that similarity personally with whiskey, but also quite a lot of similarity with wine. One of the things that straight away jumps in my head is how the fermentation temperature really during obviously the fermentation of sake affects the flavor profile. So a lot of sake are done in winter, say for example, when it's really cold. Why? Well, just like in wine, cold temperature during fermentation allow sake to develop lovely, delicate flavors and aromatics, just like wine. So that's why I really enjoyed it.